episode 3, the Wrestling Caucus. It's Peter Ang.
Smiley Arriaga, no relation to Norman.
You can follow the Wrestling Caucus on Instagram at the Wrestling Caucus, on Twitter as well, Wrestling Caucus, and Facebook as well. Just search the Wrestling Caucus. And today we're going to talk about the bizarre and experimental nature of WrestleMania 36 last week. You know, it was very divisive to say the least. And
definitely experimental. I mean, what was the first word you used? Bizarre? Yeah,
bizarre.
Bizarre.
Bizarre. Like, you know how Superman has Bizarro, right? What's his alter ego?
Bizarro, yeah.
Bizarro. Yeah, that's what this WrestleMania was. It was Bizarro. Oh, yeah. Totally strange, but in good and bad ways. And we'll get into that. But the first thing, it's kind of bizarre. Not really bizarre, but, you know, well, judging of what happened of the rest of the shows, this one particular instance of WrestleMania that was new, that's sort of bizarre, was the fact that it was 2 nights. So, do you think that 2-night WrestleMania, yay or nay?
Well, if it's 2 3-hour shows as opposed to 1 7-hour show, yeah, on paper, that sounds awesome. I mean, New Japan did 2 nights of Wrestle Kingdom. It was actually, at first I thought it would be like a little overwhelming, but then they had some good ideas in the second night. And a 2-night show, what you do once a year, is great as long as you top the first night on the second night in some ways. For example, Wrestle Kingdom, the first night, the main event was the world title. And the second night, whoever won the world title fought the person who won the IC title. And they unified the championships.
Yeah, there's a story there.
Yeah, exactly. There's something interesting. There's a reason to have a second night after that blow-off. And, the people who lost had, what's the word I'm using? They use in tournaments when losers fight each other. There's a word that I'm not...
I remember in those MLG Halos tournament, they will have the losers bracket.
Yeah, exactly.
So the losers will go on to face the winner of the...
Yeah.
Whoever won, whoever didn't lose.
But there's a nicer word for it. I'm just forgetting it, which I'll probably remember as soon as you, press the stop button on this podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, on paper, having a 2-night WrestleMania is actually kind of cool. But the thing is, it's just, I feel like they only did 2 nights because to make up for the fact that there wouldn't be no crowd, that they had to do something to get people interested.
No, I think maybe it's that, but it's probably because they couldn't do TakeOver. Or they didn't do TakeOver.
Well, they planned the 2-night thing before TakeOver was stopped. Wasn't it?
I don't know. But one thing I know is there was no TakeOver, there was no Hall of Fame. So I guess that they just wanted to occupy the weekend, as much as they could, because typically, right, they would do NXT and then the Hall of Fame, WrestleMania. So having WrestleMania on 2 nights is like, okay, we can't do Hall of Fame, we can't do TakeOver, so fuck it, let's have 2 nights. But I think that the 2-night thing worked for this particular WrestleMania because of the given circumstances throughout the world. So, and we're at home. So we're not, you're not going to different shows, you're not going to whatever, you're home. So there's no real competition WrestleMania weekend. Typically, that's why next year's WrestleMania is going to be very interesting, because you're going to have WrestleMania, TakeOver, Hall of Fame, and the rest of the indie circuit, and it's in LA, and you have PWG out there. They're gonna do something nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's gonna be in Hollywood. It's gonna be a lot of maybe some celebrities that would be a part of that.
I completely forgot about the Hall of Fame.
And yeah,
that's what you said. That they didn't have. Oh yeah, they didn't have the Hall of Fame.
That's the one thing that I would say about the 2-night, about this year's WrestleMania, that was kind of like that kind of sucks, because again, like the indie wrestlers and a lot of the small promotions won't be able to eat off of all of the people coming in for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I think overall the 2-night thing this year worked. Next year, if they did 2 nights of WrestleMania, for me, because I want to go to other things. Like, I want to go to WrestleMania, of course, but I want to support, the smaller companies and the smaller promotions and the indie wrestlers that are grinding, I want to support them as well.
And plus, for people who can't afford WrestleMania, TakeOver is always a nice thing to go to. It's always more affordable than WrestleMania.
No, it's well, yeah, but a little bit, not like so much.
Didn't you pay a lot less for the TakeOver New York tickets than you did for WrestleMania?
I did. Well, it's at the Barclays Center, MetLife, Barclays Center.
Yeah,
but
no, I mean for reasons like that is why TakeOver is
and
always...
And WrestleMania weekend, that everything is spiked. So.
Yeah, because the TakeOver never take place... It usually never takes place in the same arena as a WrestleMania. No. I mean, if it was SummerSlam, it would be different.
Yeah, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Rumble, they'll take place at the same arena. But if they did 2-night WrestleMania next year, no go for me. One, again, it would be too much.
Because how can you get afford? You're going to afford both nights?
Like, I don't know.
They expect people to pay for 2 nights?
Some people will. The hardcores, the crazy people, they'll do 2 nights. And they got TakeOver. They can't do 2 nights rest unless you do. And they got the Hall of Fame. So let's say if they did, ideally, a Hall of Fame Thursday, NXT Friday, and then 2 nights Saturday and Sunday WrestleMania. They could do that, but that's a little much for me.
But if WrestleMania is 1 night next year, just keep it 3 hours. Keep it 4.
Keep it at least 4.
If you have 4, look, a WrestleMania should be at least an hour longer than how Raw is, because Raw is already 3 hours, so you don't need a 5-hour show.
No,
or a 6-hour show. That's too much.
No, you don't need that. So let's get into WrestleMania Night 1. We're not going to go through every goddamn match on this show because...
I don't even remember every goddamn match on this show.
Neither do I. But, okay, so... Well, in general, before we actually get into the meat and potatoes, I thought the set design... Yes, I understand you're in the Performance Center and you don't have maybe a lot of resources at your disposal. But then again, you're WWE... You have a lot of resources already. You know what I mean? I think the set design was a little lazy. It was just... It looked like Raw.
It looked like NXT.
It just looked like everything. It just looked
like
whatever.
NXT without people.
Yeah, just... I thought,
on paper, having a big show, I like the Performance Center setting because it's very intimate. But the thing is, that kind of thing only works with people. So I guess I can't really fault them for not having people in the building, but it's just, it just looked like NXT with a WrestleMania sign on it.
That's all, because those LED boards are cool, but it just didn't have a lot of I didn't feel like it was anything different from the other shows from a set design point of view, because I think they could have kept it simple, like Halloween Havoc. It was just decoration. It was a big pumpkin. They could have had a little pirate ship or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Could you imagine?
It's nothing. It's not like the worst thing in the world, but I don't know.
Could you imagine if they I mean, they're not real assholes like this, but could you imagine if they had toilet paper on each corner?
Oh my god!
I don't know. It's just a thing. I feel like that's a silly thing that somebody in the back there would come up.
I mean,
with.
if Al Snow was still there, that would have been
or if Vince Russo was still there.
No, I mean, if Al Snow came out with 2 toilet paper rolls in his hand, like Kenny Omega's doing and being the Elite,
that's being the Elite.
That was great. I would love that. I think that would be very, very entertaining.
Well, yeah, it's being the Elite. You can do funny stuff like that on being the Elite on WrestleMania. It's only people paying for a pay-per-view. Plus, I don't know.
We'll see. So, all right, let's get into the actual stuff that happened. WrestleMania Night 1. Well, it started off with the women's tag match. Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Kabuki Warriors. I thought this was good.
That was awesome. I love that match.
And I thought everybody worked hard. But the thing is, this is my thing. What's next for the women's tag division specifically?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I don't know.
Who are the what's gonna happen going forward?
I sound like an asshole when I say this, but when Alexa Bliss was calling out Asuka on Twitter, and calling her out oh, you're not defending your women's tag title.
She's right.
But the thing is I wouldn't be surprised if Asuka forgot what she was talking about. Because it's just I feel I just feel like Alexa and Nikki care about those titles more than everyone else.
Well, this was the only women's tag title program since I don't know over a year.
Bayley and Sasha
versus whoever it was Tamina and who else?
Because the Kabuki Warriors were the ones that the the Kabuki Warriors were the ones that beat Asuka, and were the ones that beat Alexa and Nikki Cross first, right?
Yeah. But I didn't remember it until Michael Cole said it. Michael Cole was like, yeah, the Kabuki Warriors beat them at Hell in a Cell or something. I didn't remember that. I remember they lost it, but I don't know. When it comes to the women's tag belts, it's like...
They don't have enough people to have a... Look, this company barely focuses on their tag division as it is. On their men's tag division.
Well...
How the hell are they... And they're just starting to build the women's division.
Yep.
Are you going to really... What do you expect to happen for the women's tag division?
I don't... Yeah, they didn't give me any reason to care about it, so it's hard for me to, like, really think about what's... I mean, I think...
The tag team champions right now are Miz and Morrison.
Which I love.
I mean, but who else? But come on. Look.
They got the Street Profits.
A few years ago.
They got the Street Profits.
The Street Profits are awesome. But a few years ago, they had American Alpha. They had the Usos. And, like, they killed American Alpha for some reason. They did everything they could to destroy their tag division. And they expect us to care about it.
Well, now at least it has some sort of a direction, more so than the women's tag division. Because now you got the Forgotten Sons on SmackDown, which I enjoy.
I love the Forgotten Sons.
They're you know,
I don't know.
I don't know what ugly any of their bearded men. You know,
I know Gunner. I know Gunner's like
Jackson Riker.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I thought it was Cutler.
Yeah, Gunner.
I don't know what. Okay, I know Blake because he was with Buddy
Brandon
Murphy.
Cutler.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't even think the commentary team knew their names. I think there was one point. I could be wrong. There was one point last night on SmackDown. There was one point last night on SmackDown where Blake was in the ring, and I think one of the commentators called him Cutler. I don't think they even know what their names are, and I don't know what's wrong with the name Gunner.
Blake Cutler, right? Is that his name?
No. Blake. Wesley Blake from he used to team with Murphy and Alexa Bliss.
Where does Cutler come from?
I think Cutler's the bald guy with the beard.
I don't fucking know.
Well, even though Gunner or Riker or whatever, I'm gonna call him Gunner because Gunner has a beard and long hair. Cutler is bald with a sort of a goatee, and then there's Blake. And I don't even think the commentary team knew all that.
Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler.
Steve Cutler.
There you go. That's right.
I don't know.
Okay.
But, I love their theme song. I think the theme song, I hope they should never, ever change their theme song.
I think Carmella, so as of right now, Carmella and Dana Brooke, I believe, are challenging, or on the road, on the way to challenging Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
Christ.
But they don't have any real... Like, I can't see...
There's no stake.
I can't see anything, yeah. Like,
There's
I don't
no
see
stake,
anything like a month, 2 months. I guess you just have to keep watching. That's all we can do now. We just have to wait and see. But all I'm saying, the last couple of months, you know, the Kabuki Warriors and Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss are the only 4 women that actually, like, that we know are an established team. You know, Dana Brooke, Carmella, no offense to them, but them on SmackDown yesterday was just... okay, 2 girls, put them together. That's what it felt like.
But that's how they make all their tag teams. They took Nikki Cross, who used to be a freaking psychopath, right? That was the thing that got her over, that she was a freaking psychopath. And they dumbed her down to be Alexa Bliss's best friend. You know what I mean? Because, like, Nikki Cross had way more charisma.
But at least they established Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss as a team. These 2 girls are a team. The Kabuki Warriors. These 2 girls are a team. Everybody else who like...
But the thing is, okay, but think about this. You take someone like Asuka.
But the point is that they established teams. They established only 2. But I don't care that they were... Okay, yes, we all know Asuka is great by herself. We all know Nikki Cross is great by herself. But my point is, they established only 2 teams. They only let us know 2 people are teams. The rest are just... you and you and you. That's it.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. They're making tag teams by taking away people from the singles division, and they're just putting them together. But then you have no one for the singles division.
But they need teams. If they have titles, they need teams.
Okay, that's great. But so if you take all the singles people and just make them into teams, who do you have in the main division gunning for the women's title?
On Raw or SmackDown, they have plenty of women.
With who?
On Raw, they got Becky. They got Shayna Baszler.
Who else?
So now we got Bianca Belair.
Who else?
And
think about it. They're taking people from the singles division that they still need to build, and they're just putting them together.
I mean, there's Naomi, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, and all those girls. They have individual women more so than they have teams. They need more teams. They got to establish more teams.
I just don't think this. This is what I said.
Charlotte.
This is what I. Well, Charlotte's gonna get everything no matter what. Like, but the thing is, like, this is what I said when this tag division was formed. You're just starting to build a women's division. Why, like, you that, which requires a lot of focus. If you just make a tag division out of nowhere, you're taking away from the singles division. Like, it's like you have like Nikki Cross is like was someone like who was like a single star. That's someone who's very needed for a women's division. You just take her and put her in a tag division that, I don't know. It's just kind of pointless. You're taking potential singles stars and just dumbing them down with another person to make a tag team division that you're not really going to focus on much anyway.
Well, they got to establish a tag team division. They have to establish it.
Yeah, but how are you going to establish the singles division, though? The singles division is suffering because they're trying to establish a tag team.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite. The singles division is fine. It's fine. They need more women on these? Yeah, I could put Candice LeRae on SmackDown.
Becky, other than Shayna, other than like Lacey Evans.
The problem is they have bodies. The problem is they don't have any top contenders. They need more top contenders. They need to like whoever's there, whoever you got to establish them. Like, and we'll get to this when we talk about Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. They need to establish people that you already have, that you're using on TV. You need to make sure that we care about these people when they, like with Lacey Evans and Becky last year, it was just, here you go. There was like, coming off of WrestleMania, Becky shouldn't have faced Lacey Evans. Like, she needed a big match coming out of WrestleMania, and they didn't have that. But when it comes to this women's division, there's no, like, I can see a bunch of people that can eventually possibly challenge Becky Lynch. I don't see anybody really that's going to challenge for the women's tag division that's not just randomly thrown together.
But that's the problem. They're taking people who can potentially be contenders for the women's title and just throwing them together to make tag teams that, like, they're in a division that it's probably not going to go anywhere.
But I think that taking the
how are you gonna build single stars if you just keep bunching them together to make throwaway tag teams?
They got plenty of women. They do get plenty of
bodies, not like characters and stars, like people you want to care for.
The point is, the women's tag division, like, they only have two people that are just, okay, we know their teams. These people are teams. Okay, I get it. But they need more teams. They need to build more teams. They already have a bunch of single stars already. You know, they just have to develop them. But the tag team division needs teams. They need teams. They have no teams. They have nobody. My concern
is that, like, whenever they try to develop someone, it gets halted. So, because you know what, you'll be better fit in a tag team.
I don't look at it that way.
I don't know, because like
with WWE, they'll put people together and then they'll probably break them up eventually. That's what happens to WWE. But if you have tag belts, you gotta establish them. You need teams. So the Kabuki Warriors, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, great. We need more. You can't just have these people wrestle each other. You need more. They gotta establish more if they're gonna have it.
I don't know. I just feel like a long-term feud between Asuka and Kairi would have been much better than just throwing them together in a tag team.
But the reality is, now they're a team, and we need teams. They might not be a team for long, but they need more teams. They have no team contenders right now. Very little, or if none. And which leads me to Shayna versus Becky. Now, on paper...
What about Shayna versus Becky?
God. This was a royal disappointment. Unbelievable. I mean, started off great. They were brawling. There was no hold for hold. There was none of that. But it ended just flat. Becky won. But did she really? It wasn't satisfying at all. It just kind of happened. And it just showcases that there's many things to this. Becky Lynch doesn't have her opposition. They didn't establish She's one of the top baby faces in the company, but she doesn't have a top opposition. She's beaten everybody. So what is there to root for? You know what I mean? Like, Shayna could have been that person, but why? Why did she just have to... Like, even if she was going to win, why couldn't she have won decisively? She just got a fluke pin, and that was it. Like, that's a heel victory. I don't know.
It's like, I don't know. They do this a lot with their baby faces, where they book them like heels, but then the heels look like idiots. Like, I don't know. Like, excuse me. When I first saw that happen, I think, okay, maybe they're building towards another match, but you literally had this girl bite Becky in the back of the neck.
Yep.
And saying you had her run through the remains of your women's division to get to her, just so she can lose via a roll-up. Via a fluke win.
Stupid. It just shows you that, NXT, who gives a shit? That's what they're telling us. NXT is not a bad show. It's not what I'm saying.
It was awesome when it was an hour.
Yeah, but that's beside the point. The point is, watching WWE television, they're telling us NXT ain't shit. That's what they're telling us. Because you move Shayna up to the main roster. She, they start this great program with her and Becky, and then she goes to WrestleMania when it counts and falls flat. We'll get to Rhea and Charlotte, and at the Royal Rumble, aside from Bianca Belair, all the NXT stars look like losers. You
know who else they did that to? Nikki Cross, Asuka, Kairi Sane.
No, not the same thing. Nope.
They built Asuka to win the title. They built Asuka. They had her win the Royal Rumble and all this stuff just to have her lose to Charlotte.
No, that's different. It's way different. Someone who's undefeated for 2 years. Doesn't lose. Goes to WrestleMania, loses. Okay, you were undefeated for 2 years. That's big. It's huge. It's great. But this, you try to establish somebody, and flat. Nothing. And it's systematic of all of the other, not all of them, but some of the other recent calls from NXT.
But that's why I say it's similar, because, yeah, obviously Asuka was in a better position, but she's one of many who they bring from NXT, someone who's beloved by the crowd. They bring him up to the main roster, and nothing.
The problem, I don't think the problem was Asuka losing WrestleMania. The problem was...
Nothing happened afterwards. That's my...
No, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. Your problem was that she lost WrestleMania.
That wasn't my only problem. Because it went nowhere.
Yeah,
she lost, but it went nowhere.
That's the main problem. Nothing happened after that. But this is totally different, because Becky needs a number two. Becky needs a villain. She needs an opposition. She doesn't have that at all since Ronda left. And they can't do her and Charlotte again. Shayna was that person. Nothing. Just nothing. Nothing at all. You can't say, Shinsuke Nakamura, I think he should have won at WrestleMania when he faced AJ. But at least he's been kept on TV. They've been putting him in programs here and there. It's not like it's not like this situation, because at least Shinsuke Nakamura, that's Shinsuke Nakamura. He's already half a legend already. He's ready, you know what I mean? He's done so much in Japan, but Shayna Baszler and even Asuka's already established on her own. Shayna Baszler and girls like Rhea Ripley, they need to be built up. They're the future. They're today and tomorrow. That's the big difference.
What happens when they start to build up Shayna and they think, you know what, Shayna, you'd be better suited to be Sonya Deville's tag partner?
Yeah, I hope I love some of the post-WrestleMania promos with Shayna Baszler. Really good. It's promising, but I think she should have won WrestleMania. Yeah, it makes you
really think, why the hell didn't this person win?
Becky could have lost to WrestleMania. It wouldn't have hurt her at all, because now she has something to overcome. Shayna Baszler. All right, the ladder match.
Which one?
Jimmy Uso, Kofi, Morrison SmackDown tag titles. It's good.
That match was great.
But
it's just the ending was stupid.
Stupid finish. We'll talk about that. But I thought it was good. I mean, all three of them. I mean, okay. We'll talk about the finish now. Then we're kind of
I mean,
so all three of them, they went to grab the belts, the belt holder, the thing that holds the belt, and Kofi and Jimmy Uso, knock Morrison down with the belt. Stupid. And I think, okay.
But they pulled the belt off before they got knocked down, so like...
No, they got the belt holder.
Yeah, they got the belt holder, but it's just like...
Stupid.
Isn't that what you have to do to win, to take the belt holder off?
Yeah, from past...
So all three of them won. All three of them are the tag team champions, technically.
They did a screwy finish for a ladder match. The ladder match is supposed to blow it off. The ladder match is not supposed to set up another match.
I'm talking about. They don't give a damn about the tag division. They don't give a damn.
It's not that. It's just this ridiculous creative. Ridiculous. Like this. Okay, I think their mentality was to, okay, let's do this. Let's extend this program out. But you don't start with the ladder match. You don't start with the blow-off match. You don't do that. You don't start with the ladder match will be definitive. Imagine if Edge and John Cena had a TLC match right after New Year's Revolution. Right after. No, man. No.
Imagine if the match that, the TLC match Edge had with John Cena ended with both of them both of them taking the belt off of the thing, but then one of them wins by throwing the other off.
And using that to set up a regular wrestling match. Like, okay, on SmackDown, they did the opposite of what happened at WrestleMania. So you're going to see Big E versus Jey Uso versus Miz for the SmackDown tag titles. In a regular-ass match, right? Stupid. Anything else in this match?
Nothing really. I mean, they did nice stuff and everything, but this I know I keep saying this a lot, but like, there's nothing about this tag division that makes me want to care. When they do stuff like this, because they do stuff like this to the tag teams all the time.
Yeah, but I will say this:
the Usos started out cutting. There was a point when the Usos came back and reformed themselves. They were the best promos in the company. What happened? Now they're like doing. They're a bunch of goofballs.
No, I think they're still the Usos. It's just silly creative.
It's not. That's the thing. It's not their fault. It is. As I'm saying, it's creative.
Their characters are fine. It's just the creative, the booking for the matches have been fucking stupid. But their character integrity is fine, which is great. Like the New Day, all three of those guys, Miz and Morrison, their characters are great and they're fine. It's just stupid booking. That's all it is. Their characters are great, but that's not the problem here. It's just, why do a ladder match to set up a wrestling match? Stupid. But I will say this ladder match was a ladder match proper. Like, the guys the psychology of the match, they wanted to grab the belts. They weren't trying to impress us with flashy moves. Was there flashy stuff?
They did a lot of flashy stuff.
No, but the whole point of the match wasn't all of them were just trying to get the belts. That's all they were trying to really do. Like, I feel like on a lot of ladder matches today, last couple of years or so, been all about just trying to impress me. Like, grab the fucking belt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care that you can do a lot of flashy moves. Get the fucking belt. That's it.
There are some ladder matches I watch that, like, I forget that it's for something because they're just spent mostly outside of the ring doing stuff.
Like, as much as I love the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks, that ladder match was mostly about the cool stuff that they can do.
Yeah. And
it was a great match. It was entertaining, but I didn't feel like the AAA tag titles were on the line. I didn't feel that way.
Oh, I was about to ask you, what titles are on the line in that match?
Yeah. AAA.
Oh. See, that's the thing. Like, I forgot. Because, like, they just didn't... It wasn't about grabbing what was at the top.
Yeah, but overall, great match. Stupid finish. Anything else?
I don't know why the hell... It was... I mean, look, I understand, like, if people aren't cleared, then the reason why they did a triple threat ladder match for the tag team titles was because Miz wasn't cleared.
That's very minuscule. That's a minuscule issue. That's just whatever.
Yeah, but why make it triple threat then? Why can't you just make the two tag teams that were
No, there was supposed to be a triple threat tag match because Miz got sick and
No, but then like you could have had like Morrison sit out and have the two tag teams fight for the right to fight Miz and Morrison whenever Miz is cleared.
Not in the ladder match. They could have done that, not at WrestleMania. They could have done that on SmackDown for 2 weeks. They could have done that. I mean, the whole thing was they beat the New Day for the tag titles in Saudi Arabia, and yeah,
But did it have to be a ladder match?
No, it didn't have to be.
That's the thing, like
they could have saved that for Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
they could have done a regular match. You could have done. You
could have done Usos versus the New Day. It's for the right to fight Miz and Morrison when Miz is cleared.
Morrison could have won clean, and then they could have done a thing on SmackDown where Jimmy Uso or whoever or the New Day was like, let's do this one more time, but in a ladder match at Money in the Bank or wherever SmackDown, whatever. Just build to that. That should be the climax, not the other way around. My point of view.
No, that makes sense. I just have an issue with a guy on his own defending the tag team titles on his own. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird, but the situation that we're in, they could have not done the match. But
that's what I'm saying. They could have just not have Morrison in the match.
Yeah, they had a lot of matches on that show anyway, but
exactly.
Yeah. So Kevin versus Seth, I thought this was really good. I really liked it.
Awesome.
Very well wrestled, lots of drama.
I thought it was going to end in bullshit, but it
almost
got
went
even
there.
better. It got even better. There.
They did a DQ thing in the middle, which was whatever.
Yeah, I thought, I'm like, wow. Jesus.
It's just,
I was about to
it only has it's a very WWE thing, that they do. It's some big matches like Rock and CM Punk. The Shield interfered and The Rock was like, no, restart the match, blah, blah, blah. It's a WWE thing. I don't like it, but, as long as you get to where you need to go, it's fine. But I thought this match was really good. Lots of drama, a lot of good storytelling. And, Kevin Owens never really had that big definitive win at WrestleMania, and this was great.
This is one of those matches like the tag match between Alexa and Nikki against Asuka and Kairi, where you can imagine that, if a crowd was here, they'd be going crazy for this.
Of course.
Ideally,
yeah, but that's,
No, but I can't say the same for a lot of other matches in the show, though. I can't say that, for, Jesus, what the hell else happened on this show?
We're only going to talk about the stuff that stood out. We're going to talk about the things that you can't remember. Anything else on Seth and AJ? No, Seth and Kevin?
Seth and Kevin,
because AJ, we're talking about AJ next, so.
I really like Seth in this match. Usually my issue with Seth Rollins in his matches that he just does too much, but he just did the right amount of stuff.
He did 3 dives in this thing, which is whatever. Why are you doing dives with no people? But, Seth was good. Kevin was great. Seth's character.
Seth was hilarious in this
match. Definitely,
he threw Kevin Owens out of the ring.
Yeah, he's great. He was the great heel in this, and Kevin was the ultimate babyface. It's great. Good stuff. Okay, now one of the more divisive matches on the show, but a lot of people like this. Undertaker and AJ. I love this match. I thought it was very cinematic. It was creative. It was it was a fight. It was no wrestling. There was no hold for hold. No catch hand. None of that shit. And this was perfect for Undertaker, who's aging, who cannot take certain kinds of bumps. So why not just bring the fists down and just start duking it out? I thought the music underneath was kind of cool, I think it set the mood, it added to the drama, because you don't have the crowd there, so I think some subtle, music helped it a little bit. This also showed all the versatility that AJ Styles had. He's not just a spot monkey, he's become a great character in the last couple of years as a heel and as a babyface, and I think this was a great performance.
My only issue with this match at first is just, one, I really, other than the ultimate deletion between Jeff and Matt, which I adored because it's unlike anything, other than that, I really just roll my eyes at cinematic wrestling matches a lot of the time because I don't know, it's just I might as well just be watching a movie if I but as I started to think about it, because this match was basically Undertaker throwing AJ around and beating the crap out of him and having a really, really cool buried alive match. My only issue with this was that, like, at first was that, like, this could have been a really good Buried Alive match in the arena. But the thing is, I guess that wouldn't work without people.
That would be, it would have been ridiculous to do a Buried Alive match in the Performance Center. I can't tell you how stupid that would look. It looks so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And when every other match is in the Performance Center empty, this show needed, and it had, a change of pace as far as the environment is concerned. They needed a set change. You needed that. You know, I can't buy Undertaker and AJ doing this with a ceiling fan spinning at the top. Like, no, I can't buy it.
No, that's that was my problem at first, but then I started to think, okay, well, I guess, like, you know, like, it wouldn't have been as exciting. This only would have been exciting in the arena if there were people. You know what I mean? Like, it just would have been a really cool Buried Alive match. You know what I mean? Because, like, that's what this was. Like, at first I thought, oh, this is bullshit. Like, I can't fucking take this. But then I thought, wait a minute, this is a really good Buried Alive match.
And they were creative in this because there's no crowd. So what can we do with
have a bunch of hooded guys fight Undertaker?
Yeah, like, how can we make this interesting with no crowd? Let's add some music. Let's change the environment. Let's just have them beat the piss out of each other.
And he threw him off of a big thing. That was
great.
Cool. He chokeslammed him off of a...
I thought it was awesome.
Because, like, I can imagine that with, like, if they did that in the arena with people. Imagine like him throwing AJ off the Titantron into a bunch of tables and people screaming. That's what I imagine watching this the second time around.
And if Undertaker wanted to redeem himself for this match, well done, sir.
I mean, this was way better than.
Oh yeah.
You see, and that's what. This is why it's important to watch things more than once. Because, like, when I watched the second time around, I thought, wait a minute, you know, Goldberg and Undertaker was in front of a lot of people, and that wasn't even half as good as this.
Nope.
Like, half as good.
Mm-mm. Anything else from night one?
Night one. What the hell else happened on night one?
Anything else that stood out to you night one? It doesn't have to be. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about from night one?
Gronk didn't annoy me as much as I thought he would. Gronk and Mojo, they didn't annoy me half as much as I thought he wasn't. Yeah, they were just there. I didn't really care, but I thought I thought I was going to be, like, melting in my seat because, like,
me too.
The idea of that, like, when he first came on TV, I'm sure Gronk is a nice guy. I'm sure he's a really nice guy, but, like, god damn it, there's only so much. It just looked like a guy who doesn't, like, care about wrestling. Being given this platform to host a wrestling show, and it was just corny as hell. Him, like, dancing and all that, like, not good. And this is, of all the people you pair him with, Mojo. It's just like, Mojo's a guy who was already, like, I'm not big on it really. I don't know. It's just, but, like, he didn't annoy me half as much as I thought he would.
No, he was a fly on the wall.
And I'm glad night 2 they brought in Titus to.
Yeah, we'll talk about this for night 2, but man, Titus was great. Like, number one, you don't need a host for an empty arena show.
That's a great point. That's a really good point, actually.
It's like having a DJ there. Who are you playing music to? Nobody. Whatever. God. Anyway, so night 2. Night 2 started out with Charlotte and Rhea Ripley.
This turned out exactly how I thought it would. A great match that ended in bullshit.
With the wrong winner. Great match with the wrong winner.
This is how I feel about a lot of Charlotte matches. Yeah, you're a part of great matches, but why does Charlotte need to beat Rhea Ripley?
Nope, there's no reason for it. There's only one, but there's one. Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon probably...
Her last name is Flair.
Not even that. Because think about Flair's history with the WWE. And Flair is not a WWE guy. Flair was an NWA, WCW guy. And there you go. But, yeah, but as years went on, Flair was treated great. I mean, as a legend in WWE. But anyway, I think Vince just loves Charlotte. But I think...
He loves people that look like Charlotte, I tell you that much.
That's also true.
White, blonde.
Yeah. But not to take anything away from Charlotte, she's great.
Yeah, Charlotte's awesome.
But the thing is, she didn't need this win. Like, look, Let me talk about what I liked about it before we just shit on it. Well, not just shitting on it, but anyway. But this match had great psychology, too. I thought that she worked over the leg, her knee, or whatever, and it just made the figure 8 towards the end all that definitive and, dangerous, which I thought was cool. But we needed to establish Rhea Ripley. She is 23 years old? She's the future. She needed this win at WrestleMania. This was the first NXT championship that was defended at WrestleMania. If you want us to care about NXT, an NXT star should have won at fucking WrestleMania. How hard is that? She's 20. Yeah, she has a... This is not going to kill her, but it definitely is going to slow down.
Not now. You think it's going to end here? You think this shit's going to end here?
But I think Rhea Ripley, she has a bright future ahead of her. But because AJ Styles lost to Jericho at WrestleMania, but the thing is, here's the difference between that.
AJ has a dick.
That's also valid. But also, AJ Styles is already fucking AJ Styles when he just came off of headlining the Wrestle Kingdom.
He did everything before he came to WWE.
Exactly. Rhea Ripley is a star they need to make. She had tons of momentum coming into WrestleMania, man.
You know who else did? Shayna Baszler.
Well, no, Rhea's a little different because Rhea's young, hungry, and, Shayna Baszler, yeah, she's
young
also
and hungry too.
Yeah, but no, Rhea Ripley's 20, in her 20s, and she's good.
Isn't Shayna Baszler in her 20s?
No, she's almost 40.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, she looks mad young.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I thought she was mad young. Okay, never mind, but it's just I'm not surprised. I wasn't surprised by this ending at all. It's just because and that's why I say you think the bullshit for Rhea is gonna stop here. You think they're gonna make up for this? This is what happens to every NXT star. If you're not most NXT stars that come from the main roster that go to the main roster.
So there's already a reason for me not to watch NXT weekly on Wednesdays, and it's nothing against the show itself
or the stars.
It's the fact that WWE has 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, 5 hours, NXT 7 hours of live television a week. What the fuck? How are you gonna build a new audience with that? 7 fucking hours of TV a week? Look, I enjoy WWE, but that's way too much, man. That's why Wednesdays I watch AEW because it's a change of pace. I need wrestling fans, at least for me, you gotta dip your toes in different things. You have to, Look, I'm at fault because I've been falling out with New Japan and us being at home quarantine. I need to make it a point to watch some of those Wrestle Kingdom matches that I missed that are on my bucket list. I still got to dip my toes in AAA because there's a lot of cool shit going on over there. And plus, Kenny Omega's a champion. So I hope Kenny Omega puts his hair on the line at Triple Mania if that happens. But anyway.
He's going to put his hair on the line?
No, I hope. That would be cool.
Oh.
Hair versus mask for the AAA title. No, but bald Kenny Omega is no money. But anyway. But we got sidetracked. Charlotte versus Rhea. Rhea should have won. She's not dead in the water, but she neaded to win because...
Not yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe WWE is just beating all hope out of me after all this time.
At least with NXT. NXT is who gives a shit? Okay, if you want us to care about NXT, then stop mixing and matching them with the main roster. Keep them over there. If it's the third brand, then keep them down there in Full Sail. Have them... not interfere with the main roster at all. Don't put them on WrestleMania. Don't put them on SummerSlam because they're just gonna look like losers. I don't know.
This is what happened. This is what happened. This has been happening to NXT stars that go to the main roster. This is why Tommaso Ciampa doesn't want to go to the main roster, and everyone called him crazy for saying that. It might sound a little crazy, but what do you think's gonna happen if Tommaso Ciampa goes to the main roster? Well, you think he's going to be the top guy there like he is in NXT?
I don't know.
No!
I think that,
they're going to bury him. They're going to ruin him. Like they do with everybody else.
They need, especially on the women's side, they need more stars. You got Becky. Becky's great, and she's a star. But they need somebody else that's, she needs a 1 and 1A. You need that top solidified. You have Becky, you got Charlotte. You need future. You need someone who's on. Okay, we had Rock, we had Steve Austin, then you had Triple H. You're Triple H right there. I don't know, man. Anything else about this match that I didn't scream about already?
No. Not really. I mean, I love the Rhea Ripley Saiyan armor. She dressed like, for Dragon Ball Z fans, she pretty much dressed like Vegeta. She had like the classic Saiyan armor.
Oh, yeah. Otis and Ziggler. I love this. Oh, yeah. This was exactly what it was supposed to be. Nothing fancy. It wasn't, it's not a match, quote unquote, that you would go back and watch, but from like a storyline perspective, this was great stuff. All he did, they got Mandy coming out and helping Otis in the end after Sonya. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that bugs me. So the Friday before WrestleMania, the mysterious man showed up, right? That's probably Mustafa Ali. The mysterious man. Okay, so the mysterious man shows up. And he's like, I have the
Tony
truth.
Stark?
What? Oh, right, Iron Man.
Yeah, the Iron Core.
Yeah, right. So it's probably Mustafa Ali. Maybe. It could be Gronk, for all we know. Who knows?
Oh, my God.
But all I know is that, okay, they revealed the truth, right? He had the truth. So he told us the truth. He had the clips. He showed us the clips of Sonya and Ziggler working together, and you get what I want, and I get what I want. Great, good stuff, right? But here's the thing: Sonya Deville was so remorseful. Like, Mandy, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. Blah, blah, blah. And then WrestleMania, she doesn't give a shit. She just comes out with Dolph Ziggler, like, yeah, who gives a shit? Yeah, I'm with Ziggler now. That's my guy. I'm like, what? But anyway, that was a small thing. But I thought it was really nice. Otis and Mandy had their moment.
Wouldn't it have made more sense? Wouldn't it have made more sense that Sonya's... I noticed... This might sound silly. Like, Sonya's... Like, I thought that Sonya's motive to fuck over Otis was because she likes Mandy.
That would have been good stuff.
That would have made sense. That would have made so much sense.
That would have been good too.
But it was just another reason to insert Dolph Ziggler.
But then it takes the focus away from Otis. Now the story is Sonya likes Mandy. No. It should be just about Otis getting Mandy.
I guess, but I don't know. It just would have probably made more sense for Sonya as a person, as a character.
Maybe down the line they'll establish that, but I doubt it. But that would be cool.
I doubt it. Come on, they had plenty. Sonya. Okay, Sonya. Like, I heard Sonya it was her who proposed same sex storylines and stuff, and they gave that to Liv Morgan, a straight girl.
And they killed that. That's over now. Yeah, that's over. That's
Is
way
Liv Morgan
over.
Straight? I don't know. Who knows?
But Liv Morgan, speaking of Liv Morgan, she had that match with Asuka after WrestleMania. That was great. It's good. It's great. Liv Morgan, watch out for her. Anything else about Otis and Ziggler?
Our dad, he can't, he confuses Liv Morgan and Mandy Rose all the time, and I tell him, it's not your fault. They all look the same. A lot of the blondes in the show look the same.
That's true. Edge and Randy. Last man standing. This match was very, very divisive. I fucking love this match. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was a masterclass in psychology and drama and
could have been shorter, but I did love it. I did love the match a lot. I just think it could have been.
Here's the thing: shorter. If somebody told me on paper that this is close to 40 minutes, I would probably say that's a little long for a last man standing match. But when I was watching it live, I did not think of time. I didn't think, wow, that was a long time. I didn't think of it at all because I just enjoyed it.
I mean, it wasn't my first. It wasn't like the the biggest thought that I had about the match. I was just saying it could have been a little shorter, but everything else was still pretty awesome. The whole hanging thing, and not even just because of Chris Benoit. The hanging thing at first did kind of it did kind of trigger me a bit.
I didn't think of anything.
No. But here's the thing. That's the thing. It did trigger me a bit, but Chris Benoit wasn't the first thing I thought of. I only thought about that because everyone else was like. That's
what I'm saying. When I was just watching the match, I didn't think of anything. I didn't think of it. The only thing I thought of was Edge and Randy are fighting each other. But if you bring that up, okay, I understand. But. Even putting Chris Benoit aside, the hanging thing did sort of even when they did that to Cody in AEW, the hanging thing did kind of okay,
that triggering, but like I don't know, like yeah, like Chris Benoit specifically wasn't the first thing I thought of.
No, not at all. I thought this,
but I can understand if people got triggered by that.
Yeah.
Or any hanging spot, I can understand why. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't think it hurt the match that much.
No, I didn't think so either. I thought this match, it had a nice crescendo to it. It got progressively more violent towards the end, and especially that finish. Oh my God, he did the concerto because that's how it all started. Oh, it's great. I think if whoever put this match together should be a part of the committee that puts together any future Hell in a Cells and whatever, because the recent Hell in a Cell matches that they've been having have been fucking terrible.
Aside from Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. That was awesome.
Yeah, like...
That was an old school...
This
going to hurt you Hell in a Cell match.
Last Man Standing matches, the story of it's going to get progressively violent, because the whole point of it is to keep these people down for 10 seconds. So you got to do whatever you got to do. Hell in a Cell, you're in a cage. You're locked in a cage. So you kind of start to go insane. So the match should get progressively more violent. But anyway, I thought overall this was very creative. They brawled all over the Performance Center. They didn't just keep it in the ring, because it would have just been whatever, because all the matches are like that. And I love the spot where they were in the conference room and Edge was hanging on the top of the cage and did the elbow drop.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was awesome. Yeah. Edge is very creative like that. Edge noted, like, I think a few days after the match was like shown, he said that like they had to change everything, like when they got there, because they had like other stuff planned, but they had to change everything. So I don't know.
He said he wanted to go on the rooftop and have drones and stuff like that.
That would have been cool. That would have been awesome. That sounds awesome. But like I don't know. I just feel bad for a lot of these guys, because like even like taking the best matches of WrestleMania, like I just feel bad. Like I felt bad for the wrestlers, because like this definitely would have shined so much more if they had people, but it's not their fault. Yeah. I just feel bad for them.
Well, that's the story of that's just what the hands were dealt right now. So, yeah, I thought this match was great. Very little weapons, just using the environment and selling a lot. I thought it was cool. A lot of emotion.
Edge is like,
it's great. It's great stuff.
Like, cause like it showed the difference between Edge's character and Randy's character. Cause like all the horrible things that Randy does, if Edge were to do even one of those things, he'd feel way more bad than Randy, and that was made very clear.
It was great. This match. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
anything else
about this match?
Yeah.
No, not really. No.
John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Now, the Firefly Funhouse. This has split a lot of people in two. And I think that we need to understand something. There's something I need to say. The wrestling world. Just because somebody liked the match and you didn't like the match, doesn't mean the person that liked the match is an idiot or is wrong.
It doesn't mean that the person who didn't like the match is an idiot either.
Yeah. I don't think if someone told me they hated this shit, fine. It's your opinion. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was very creative. And, again, with a show like this, 2 nights, you're in an empty arena, I think we need some matches that are away from the arena. We need a change of environment. You know what I mean? Because then it's just kind of just whatever.
I think this is what, other than the Finn Balor match that The Fiend had, his debut, because and the Daniel Bryan strap match, this was one of the best Fiend matches, I think. And I'm starting to think it's probably because it wasn't really a match. It was more of a segment than a match.
Yeah, I don't care what it was. Call it a dance. I don't give a shit. Call it a rap battle. I don't give a fuck. It was entertaining.
And here's the thing. If this was anyone other than John Cena, this would not have been as funny or as entertaining.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Bray Wyatt, especially Bray Wyatt. We all know Bray Wyatt is not Okada. Okay, he's not Will Ospreay. He's not gonna wow you with the moves he has.
I don't even care about moves.
So what do? This is the old Paul Heyman thing. You hide their weaknesses, you show their strengths. This was the perfect example of that. You make it more character driven. This was all character, and John Cena is a great character. Even as a rapper, as just John Cena, he's fucking great. He knows how to sell something. I mean, like, he knows how to make people interested. He knows when he comes out, people can boo the shit out of him and cheer him, whatever. When he picks up the microphone, everyone's listening. Everyone's listening to what he has to say.
And like you look back on his promo on SmackDown, he pretty much foreshadowed the ending of this match. When he said, I want to end the career of the most overhyped, overprivileged WWE superstar. Everyone thought he was talking about The Fiend. I guess he was talking about himself.
No.
You remember at the end?
He wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about Bray.
No, but like the way they inserted that line, not that John Cena planned for this to happen, but like they pretty much foreshadowed the ending of this match.
So like Bray Wyatt made him eat his words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought this match was kind of like experimental theater in the form of wrestling, or just the other way around. I thought it was very creative because, again, you're in an empty arena.
I think it's the other way around. Well, I wouldn't say you see, wrestling is very like it's definitely experimental theater. More so
wrestling in general, it is experimental theater. Yeah, but this was like just
except that's a lot more painful than average theater. Well, at least physically.
I kind of like the career retrospective that they did for both of them.
Yeah, that was pretty.
They brought up the Wyatt family.
The only thing
they brought up John Cena's first gimmick. Yeah.
But my only issue with him coming out as NWO John Cena,
it's great.
No Voodoo Child. That was my issue with that. If they played Voodoo Child during that, oh my god, that would have made the. I would say this match is 5 stars if they had just played Voodoo Child in that one moment.
Yeah.
John Cena coming out.
Yeah. I think I love that because it's Bray saying, "Oh, you're a politician, just like Hogan was," and the NWO. All the NWO did, because think of all NWO did was run over everybody. Oh, that's all he did. The good guys, even
and they
Sting.
Recruited everybody.
Yeah, and then everybody joined the NWO. Then who cares? But the NWO as a whole, the nuts and bolts of it was brilliant. But anyway, when you think about Bray Wyatt, well, was he part of the original Nexus as Husky Harris?
Yeah, he was.
No, the Nexus, not the NXT. He was in Nexus?
Nexus, yeah, he was in Nexus.
He was?
I remember them I remember him like having pictures with the Nexus band on. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he had pictures with the actual. I don't know if he was part of that attack, but I'm sure you can find pictures of him wearing the Nexus band. I could have swore I did, because that's where I first recognized him. But it was hard to recognize because he looked more like Bo Dallas, but with
he was clean shaven.
Yeah, exactly, like Nexus.
But anyway,
like
Nexus, right? Ran over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So great. Nexus. They beat up everybody, they ran over everybody, destroyed everything. But then when it came for them to win the big one, they got destroyed.
Killed.
And that was it. It was over. So you could say this, they kind of compare that to NWO and what they did and what John Cena's accused of doing or whatever. I thought it was cool. I liked it. I thought it was interesting.
Nah, like my favorite part of this was when he was like lifting the weights really fast, like the muscles thing. That was pretty funny.
That was very entertaining.
It reminded me of Dr. Cox from Scrubs for some reason. Maybe because of the 80s music being played.
Good stuff. It was kind of like John Cena's nightmares. It was like Halls of Illusions. It was
yeah, no,
really
I'm not gonna lie. I thought there was something really funny and eerie about when John Cena came out in the beginning and he was like, "Welcome to," and then, like, I thought that was really funny. I'm not gonna lie.
That was great. This was good stuff, man. I don't care what anyone says. This was good stuff.
But like I said, I can understand if someone looks at this as more of like a segment or like I
don't care
a vignette as opposed to a traditional match.
I love it. All right, Brock and Drew. Entertaining. It was just a car crash. 2 big dudes beating the fucking shit out of each other.
Good stuff. Was great.
Quick and to the point, no bullshit. Exactly what it was supposed to be, and the right winner. Drew McIntyre took, because all the F5s that he took, I'm thinking, holy shit, Brock's gonna win. That's what I was thinking.
If Brock would have won, could you imagine if Brock would have won?
Disaster.
Then you would have fought Big Show in that dark match afterwards.
I would have wanted to see that. That's what I wanted.
Jesus
I would pay to see that. That's great.
Yo, like, when they aired that Big Show and Drew McIntyre dark match, I'm calling it a fucking dark match because it had the WrestleMania sign after WrestleMania is over, so I'm calling it a dark match. Why couldn't they just have that on Raw? Why couldn't Big Show just come on Raw while McIntyre was cutting a promo and just have a match with him on Raw? Why did it have to be with the WrestleMania sign in the background?
I agree.
Why?
Yeah. But no one's going to remember that. And no one's going to care about it. So
okay,
it's minuscule.
You just finished Halo 2, right?
Yep.
Okay, when you beat the final boss, Tartarus. Imagine after that, you have to fight a grunt.
Cortana. Yeah.
No, Cortana's actually an established character who they eventually built into Villabatic, right?
Just a nameless faceless Marine.
Yeah. Imagine the fight. It is I, your true, enemy. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, well, what the fuck are you? I love the Big Show. I really do. Big Show's a great promo. He's an excellent promo. He should be teaching people how to come.
Yeah,
he should be helping people with promos.
I hope he's there a lot. I hope he's at Full Sail talking to these kids.
Like, but it's just like, bro, the final boss, the game ended already.
Yeah, it's true.
What are you doing here? I'm sorry. But I don't know, maybe he's just promoting the Big Show.
Maybe it's just Big Show just trying to give McIntyre a nice rub, even though. But anyway.
Yeah, but that could happen on Raw. That's my point. It could
happen on Raw. I guess so. Yeah. All right, that's WrestleMania. I thought overall this was entertaining. I did like the show. I did.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. It was very, very fun to watch. Some things I just could have done without.
Of course.
That's the thing with WWE. It's like WWE a lot of times like a nice piece of bacon that has way too much fucking fat on it. Yeah. They trim off some of the fat.
Or bacon, egg, and cheese with too much cheese on it.
Yes. Or too much grease.
But this was 2 nights, 3 hours. Fine. That's it.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do 2 5-hour shows. I really think they did. After the 2-hour mark, I thought, oh my god, they're gonna do 2 5-hour shows.
Yeah. But overall, I like this show. Anything else about WrestleMania that we didn't talk about?
I hope the people who have been buried on the show crawl out of the grave, but other than AJ, that burial, that's one burial in the show that made sense.
Yeah,
was AJ. that was the only burial in the show that made sense.
Stuff. But and he had his hand up.
As opposed to Shayna and Rhea, I pray that they crawl out, but you know how it goes for NXT people. So I don't know.
All right, that's the Wrestling Caucus. Peter A.
Smiley A. Arriaga.
Don't forget to subscribe anywhere you get podcasts, and you can follow the Wrestling Caucus on Instagram at the Wrestling Caucus, Twitter at Wrestling Caucus, Facebook the Wrestling Caucus, and yeah, that's it.
If you're listening, we'd love to hear your thoughts. If they're stupid, then not fucking. We'll hear every thought. Who cares?